sure I've been out here for quite some time. And I'll explain in a sec. Let's put the camera where it needs to be. Let's put the camera where it needs to be. Okay. I need to put it over here some. Okay, so okay, how do I start? One, I'm not going to talk about the trip that I made because I haven't decided yet what I want to do. So I really kind of don't want to say nothing about it until I make my decision, and that may take a couple weeks. They gave me plenty of time. I will say this. Excuse me. I will say this. I would be subcontracted, which is great, on one hand. I would be flying back and forth, probably at least once or twice a week. It might be for 2 days, might be for 3 days, who knows? I mean, it's crazy. Once or twice a week. I mean, at their expense, get me wrong. It's kind of weird. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's once or twice every 2 weeks. That's what it is, not once a week. I'm not quite awake yet, guys. I'm still lethargic from all the running I did. Plus, I did a video yesterday. And the reason why I didn't go back on last night, because when I started thinking about, I don't want to talk too much about it, so I make my decision. Two, I was dead tired. I mean, I was wiped out between traveling the night before and getting back here like literally hours after the meeting because I had a flight right straight back. So it was pretty wild. Wow. Went there for, I literally was there only for probably, I think the meeting really started at like 30, somewhere around here. And it was at somebody's house. So it wasn't like, it wasn't some business office or anything. So they picked me up, got there, talked for like an hour, if that, not even, and then left me with the decision on what I wanted to do. The reason why they don't want to hire me straight out is because I am 60 years old. So it's better for them and me, believe it or not, to just work as a subcontractor. Here, what I'm working on is I'm corpsing and I'm doing this cheaply. I'm not using silicone. I'm using latex and cotton to give the like the forearm here. And once this is painted, as you can see, this is the back side of the shirt. This is the ribs, and all I used was some sheets and rolled them up and made them look like bones a little bit, and it's all on the cheap. We're trying to do this as cheap as possible. I could have used spray foam and stuff and then had to glue that down, but I think it would have made this kid a little too stiff. It's a kid. It's not a an adult costume, and it's not cosplay or anything like that. It's just a kid wants to be really cool for Halloween, and he's entering a couple of contests. But I didn't want to go overboard. She didn't. His mother didn't have the budget, so I said, well, this is a perfect opportunity to see how cheap I can make this thing. So the little mask latex, a couple torn up bed sheets, and some medical cotton that I have right here. I made some fleshy looking, like all on the arms here. That's all cotton. All right, and then I embed that into the latex. It's not that difficult. Once it's painted, the bone areas, I'll make sure that you can still see that it's bone color. but there'll be a lot of weathering and some fleshy tone colors and stuff like that. So it really will hide it. Then you have the air costume. This is just long johns I did it on. And what's nice about using the latex is latex shrinks. So it'll tighten up around his arms. That's the reason why I went with latex. I was going to do silicone, but two reasons why I don't like silicone. One, it doesn't shrink. It doesn't shrink that much. Two, it's very heavy. It's much denser than latex. And what that can do is it literally could make your whole costume droop underneath, and then all the cutouts that I have here won't line up with the outer cutouts because it'll be heavy and sagging on his body. So there's all these little elements that you have to really think of first before you really start doing these layered costumes. Now I can, if I want to, somewhere down the road, I can actually have him put the long johns on and then put the outfit on and then glue, hot glue. Well, I can't use hot glue. I'll use contact cement, and I'll permanently put the costumes together. In other words, when he puts the long johns on, the top goes on with it. It'll all be together. You glue it down in certain spots all over the costume. But I don't know. I just think that maybe that would be a little too far. And he would have to have help all the time getting the costume on and off. The first half of the costume's really in good shape. So, it's just really cool. And right now, I just took a heat gun, and it was just got done pouring rain out here. So the humidity's so high out here. I'm hoping that this latex dries up enough to where I can flip this over and do the other sides of the sleeves. The sleeves are going to look like flesh and bone. Going to be cool. It'll be cool. Give it a really cool texture. I wanted those forearms a little bit more puffy. When the torn, shredded outfit's over on the outside of that and the flesh tones are underneath, it'll give it a lot of depth. As you can see, like this forearm right here, you see how like all the muscle tissue here, that's going to be fibrous. It'll look fibrous when it's done. It'll look really cool, so yeah, I mean, this is a cheap costume, but it's knowing how is what can get you through this thing. So I'm not going to talk about the job offer down there and until I make a decision, and I still haven't decided yet. But the one good thing is I'm staying here. I am definitely staying here. I would fly back and forth, and that would be mainly during the holiday seasons, Christmas. Now it's like we're busy with Halloween. They already have me one project that they want me to do, and I just have to go down there and do it, and it's not going to take that long to do. They have all the tools, all the supplies, everything there. I don't have to take nothing. I take me and maybe a change of clothes. So I'll say it's for a haunt. It is for a haunt, but I'm not going to say who, where, what until I decide. And I may never reveal that because if I say no to it, do I really want my opinion that might or may not, I don't want anything to hinder their business at all, and nothing. If I say no, it's not for anything that I just wish I was younger. If I was younger, I'd move down there and do this, But I'm I'm retiring at 62. I'm not playing around. I'm 60 now, so I got 2 more years. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this up. I got to do the pants. I might as well take this in the house now. And yeah, let's take the shirt into the house. Hold on. Let's take the shirt into the house. And then I can start working on the pants. Because I have to let these sleeves firm up a lot more. I don't want anything sticking to itself. I don't want this getting stuck. Now I stuff the sleeves with bags, plastic bags. This way the fabric doesn't stick to itself. And underneath it here, I have a plastic bag separating the chest plate and the back plate. This way this won't stick to the plastic. It'll come right out of there, and I'll have it won't be a big deal. There's plastic underneath of the sleeve here. Both sleeves have plastic, and it's got a big trash bag underneath of here. So I'm going to take this into the house right now. It's still got some weight to it. It's so humid out here that it's not, come on, chair. It's too humid to for this to dry out here. It just stopped raining a few minutes ago, so we've needed rain for a long time. Give me a sec. That's perfect. That can dry in here now. Now we got the pants. And I think on the pants, I think I already did. Yeah, I did the front side. Oh, thank God. I forgot how much I got done on this. So let me put that here so you can see. Now that's dry. Sorry, I'm comfortable. It's very humid out here. It's hot. It feels sticky. So I'm not wearing a shirt. I hope I didn't get in camera, but if it did, oh well. You'll live. One thing about being fat, what's really cool, I don't have to look at myself. Everybody else is stuck with it. I don't stand in front of a mirror anymore. Them days are long over with. So, this is yesterday I did this, and as you can see, the latex is dry. See how it's turned yellow? And here's a bone. That's supposed to be the kneecap. There's a kneecap there, but it buries back in to the flesh. And once this is painted, you won't be able to see. Now this is only where like the costumes got tears, so it revealed. Now I made it bigger. The area this way, like if this thing shifts or anything, if the outer costume shifts a little bit, you're not seeing long johns. But once again, the long johns are black, so therefore it's not really going to show too much anyway. So the upper area of these long johns, there's no bones that have to be done on the back side here today. Just the, yeah, I'm just looking at this, trying to figure out what I marked here. Okay. There's a mark here. I believe that's a mark. I don't know. I know there's a mark here. I don't know. I'll figure it out. So. The inside stuff? No, not really. I don't think there's too much. There's 3 spots that are torn up, that are exposed, and that's going to be simple to do real quick. And it's simple. This process is so simple, and I mean that video that I uploaded yesterday. I got home. I literally got off the plane, came home. Jumped in a shower real quick just to get, feel a little bit better. Came right outside and started doing that first portion of that costume. And then last night, after thinking about everything, I thought, I need to go to sleep. I was so tired. I went right to sleep. So, oh man, I hope I'm on camera here for this. Go get him, Hoss. I go a little extra mile on the outside of that paint. But what I did was I put the costume on the kid. You see the little circle here? That's where the hole is on the pant, on the outer pants. So everything's going to line up really nice. I'm just going to do this here. I don't think I think that was where the pant legs stuck together. But you know what? I can always tear a hole in that pant too and make it look like it's exposed. Always cover the area a little bit bigger. And always remember to center it too. You know, because if you don't spread it out equally all the way around the perimeter, then what'll happen is if you go start putting the flesh pieces on there, it won't line up. You'll see what I mean. So that's it. You know, you put a little latex there. All right, now we take some cotton. All right. And we just push it right onto the latex. These cotton pieces. Just want to make sure that you're in frame. And I don't put it too thick. All this is doing is adding texture and covering up those long johns, you know, the material. You don't want it to look like it's. We're trying to make it look like it's exposed flesh. And the lumps are good. Now in here, where there's, you know, where the crevices are, once I texture this, it'll, what am I looking for, the word? It'll, once they texture, you know, see I put more latex on top. Well, let's just do this. Stop talking, because I gotta concentrate just a little bit. Let me get this out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. Just taking pieces of cotton. I took that cotton thing and I'm just stabbing it and putting it right into the latex. I always want to make sure you hit the outer perimeter too of the where you're. Now that'll act as like it's a little too big, that hole right there. Any of these holes, they become like wounds, you know, and it just gives it that extra texture. Perfect. Now, up here. Got to reach it a little bit. Got my hands into the latex. Great. Not hard. This is very simple to do. I wouldn't recommend using the latex that you buy at Spirit of Halloween. You know, you guys don't need to buy a 5-gallon bucket of latex like I do because I'm making masks. But you can buy 1 gallons. You can buy 1 gallon buckets of this latex, and you want mask latex. You don't want, because mask latex is very thick and sticky, and it's really nice. There you go. And the other thing too is it's a lot stiffer. It doesn't come off easy. Once it's layered on, forget it. It ain't coming off. Okay. Other one here. So keep piling on. And then what we do is I'll paint these with latex first. I'll paint over top of the cotton. And then I'll scoot it up so I can get the bottom of the sleeves, and then I can let it sit. I'll still take these in the house because the humidity out here is so bad that the latex is never going to dry. It'll take forever. This would not be a good day to make masks outside anyway. No, it wouldn't. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's get some latex. I'm just gonna place it on here and kind of spread it out. There's nothing to this, it's real easy. Nothing's perfect. As a matter of fact, if you try to make it perfect, it ain't gonna look good. You want it to be very organic looking. Believe me, once that latex dries, the stuff ain't gonna come apart. Now, unless somebody's pulling on this cotton, you can rip at this cotton, and it'll come off. I'll make sure he knows. Don't let anybody pull on your costume. Pulling on this stuff, it'll Now, I want a downward look. I still got fake worms to put into the flesh areas and stuff that I want to do. But that's nothing. That's simple. I'm putting the latex on pretty thick because I don't want it to come off, and I don't want the cotton being able to be ripped too easily. Okay, that's the upper part. Now we need to scoot this down so I can do the lower parts. I'm trying to keep it in frame. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. See how simple that was? Piece of cake, baby. Piece of cake. I got latex all over my hands. Okay. Really simple. Always remember to keep those trash bags underneath, separating your two halves from front half to back half. Because if there's no trash bag inside of this, these two pieces of fabric will stick together from the front side to the back side. You don't want, believe me, it don't come off. Once it dries, once it's stiff, you'll never get that material apart. So make sure, check that out. Make sure that you don't, as I lost my train of thought. Senior moment. I'm allowed to have them now. Almost. Oh, I like that. I'm going to put that right into that. Those little pieces of strings. Just gives you more texture. That's it. There you go. Okay. One thing about latex, as long as your surface isn't porous, like this table here, latex just peels right off. So the cleanup is nothing. It's actually the best material to use, but on the fabric now, that's not going to want to come off of there. Not easily. A really prime pull on it, and I don't think it'll come off with any ease, that's for sure. Okay, so I'm going to smack the hammer down on that. Wait a minute, is there anything else I have to do? Oh yeah, the head sock. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna heat gun this real quick, just to take the stickiness out of it, so it don't stick to itself. You can still do it. You can only do one side at a time, too. You can already see it starts to change like into a yellow color. That's when you know you got a good, it's drying enough to, I'm not burning it, I'm just drying it. This is a heat gun, this is not a hair dryer. Big difference. Throws out a lot of heat. Yeah, I like to make it a little less wet. Actually, it just puts a skin, like a dry skin over top of the wet. And then what happens is I can hang that, I can put it in the house, lean it up against a chair or whatever. And then I don't have to worry about the latex sticking onto other things. But you do have to worry about the latex sticking to itself. So you don't want this to get folded. Like if this folded on top of itself, it would stick and you wouldn't get it apart without destroying it anyway. And later on this evening, I'll do the sleeves. Later on this evening, I'll do the sleeves. All right, so this is the back half, and that's the front half of this costume. I'll do the sleeves on the flip side of the shirt. I think I did the back side. So the sleeves are going to get done on the front side. I saved the sleeves to last because they're a pain in the neck to maneuver. So, and you have to stuff them like you do here, and then you put your latex in. What's really nice about latex, like I said, is it shrinks, and therefore when it does go on him, it's going to be nice and tight, even with the weight of the latex on the costume. It'll still be tight. So there's reasons why I think latex. That's why I went with latex. I stopped the process of using the caulk. I was going to use white caulk, paintable caulk, but I didn't like the texture of it, when it dried, and it didn't shrink. It didn't give me enough. There wasn't enough latex in it to really protect the costume. You know, and it really didn't use that much latex. It looks like I'm using a lot of latex. I'm not. I don't even think I used I want to say, I probably used about that much latex. It's in, that this a full container here on the entire costume. You know, so if you got yourself a gallon of latex and you guys wanted to make a nice project like this, or one of your kids wants to be Jason or a zombie, zombies. This is great technique for zombies. It's a cheaper technique. You can really do some cool things with this kind of, doing this technique. It gives you a lot of options. You know. Anyway, let me take the pants into the house now. And then I got my headstock right here. I got my styrofoam head, and we're gonna work on the styrofoam mask. We're gonna make the hoodie. You'll see. We're gonna flesh up that too. All right, let me get out of my chair. And yep. Yeah, man, this is gonna be cool. This kid's gonna be he ain't gonna know how to act. He's a huge Jason fan. I'm gonna convert him though. He's like, yeah, Michael Myers. I was like, yeah, well, Michael Myers actually started the whole thing. All right, let me take this in the house. Stick this on the back of a chair. Let this dry all, till later on this afternoon. Okay, I'm back. Oh boy. Oh shoot. Sorry, I don't know how long the camera was out because my phone Caroline Creations. What you making? I'm making a Jason costume. Give me a second. I'm going to plug my phone in. Obviously, the battery's dead. I thought the battery was okay. I thought it was full. All right, so we're plugged in now, so that won't happen again, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, let me read your Carolina Kiwi Creations. I was watching your videos, man. I'm telling you, I love your stuff. I love it. You're an awesome artist. Awesome. I'm a rookie, man. I'm a rookie. I'm still learning, but I don't know. I think outside the box a lot. And the kid wanted a Jason costume, and I made a Jason costume for him. And it's Jason Part7. So there's the bones underneath, the flesh, all that fun stuff. So I got this head sock, and I need to put this on this styrofoam head because it's about the size of his head, which is about 23.5 inches. And give me a sec here, just make sure I line it up okay. Gotta get the jawline right, the ears lined up. I'll show you. Hold on, let's do this. Let's sit down so you can see what I'm doing instead of being behind the camera. Okay. All right, so his ear hole is roughly about there. See, what I did was I made his jawline on the mask versus the nose. This way, I put the little ear hole there. Um, this mannequin's like 23 inches, and his head's 23 and a half inches. The kid that's doing the Michael Jason. So what I'm doing is I'm just making this jawline right, and pretty much putting the ears where they need to be. I'm gonna have to go get my contact cement. Yeah, I think I'm going to. And the reason why I need contact cement here is I don't want these things sticking up. So I'll contact cement underneath it here and on the top, and then I'll just push it down. And then I can bury the rest of this in the costume. But I want to make sure everything's in position first. Alright, so the jawline is almost perfect. The reason why I have to make sure the jawline's right is because on this side of the mask, the Jason mask gets cut out a little bit, and then teeth are showing right in here. So I'm going to do that process today too. Do I want to use latex for the teeth though? I'm not sure. All right, let me go grab my contact cement. I got my screwdriver here, yes. I need a couple more chip brushes too. Actually, no, I don't. I got my sponge here. Okay. All right, let me go get the contact cement, and let's get this thing going. Hold on, that's not on, but that's close enough. That's close enough. All right, let's go get the contact cement. Running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But it is what it is, you know. Yeah, I didn't know my phone was almost dead, so I put a. You know what? Let me grab the teeth too, because I got the latex out here and cotton. Good old DAP Weldwood contact cement. Can't live without it. Alright, now the only thing is with this contact cement, I got my teeth. Hold on. Yes. Alright, so first thing I want to do is I want to use the contact cement to glue this down so it gives it a chance to dry. And then I'm going to take some cotton and apply this open area here on the jawline to show teeth. Okay. Damn, I thought I charged that phone. I had recently stirred this. I'll be okay as far as this is pretty. Now the trick to contact cement is you have to do both sides. The reason why it's called contact cement is because it sticks to itself. All right. In other words, you can't do one side of the like I'm doing the top and the bottom. And what makes this stick together so firmly is when they contact each other, the two halves of contact cement. And that's what makes it stick. Okay, now let me do the back half. And of course my scissors fell. I'll fix that. I gotta cut that off, that tag. Yeah, I just used this the other day, contact cement. My grabber. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to use latex on the I gotta let that dry for a few minutes. Let me grab my little pen and make that tear right where the teeth are going to be. Actually, I can wing that. All right, so what are we doing here? Okay, we need to make some cotton ribbons here around the area. Cotton worms around the torn flesh area. All right, so we're done with this guy for now. Put him back over here. All right, I gotta get my latex brush back out and put some latex right in here. do is we're going to do here, here. And that's going to give me my little open area for the teeth. After I bore out some of this in here first, I don't want to have. You see what I'm doing here? I'm opening up this. This is where I'm going to put my teeth, right in the center of that. And then we're going to put some textured. First, let me pull these teeth out. I make these teeth out of resin. I sculpted these teeth. All right. And they got cracks in them and stuff. They're cool. All right, so what I need to do is I need to put more latex in there. There's only a few teeth showing. And I leave the points on. Alright, you see. Now I can bury that in latex now. Around the base of it. On top. Now, when that latex dries that's on the tooth, you just roll it up and it gives it it'll make it look like a gum. So it's pretty cool. You know, so I don't mind if there's quite a bit of latex on the top of the tooth. Or the bottom for that matter. Does two things. It holds it in place better, and you can create that nice gum look when it's done. I brought my little pliers out here figuring I was going to have to trim the teeth, but I don't have to. Oops, how'd that happen? I must have pushed down on that and didn't know it. It wasn't quite ready yet, but it's close enough. I'll grab my little grabber so I can. I don't need these 2 teeth. Cut these. I'm going to cut that tag off of there. Huh. Oh, there it is. I dropped my scissors. And you guys know me, my back don't work too good anymore. Really? Really? There must be something all over this. Oh no, okay. This Vaseline. Okay. Now, will the latex stick to the styrofoam? I think it will. You may have to put a plastic bag on this thing. That sucks. That sucks because, no, I'm going to have to wait. I'm going to have to wait till that forms up. I can't take that off of there now. Yeah, you know what? I'll risk it. I'll risk it. I'll put a light coat. That's what I'll do. I'll put a light coat of latex over the head. Good thing I did that because that, what do you call it, stuff would have stuck to that. Oh yeah, that's going to look good when I get that and I pull that latex down. It'll act as a gun. Give me that flesh underneath there. I'll be able to rip that and I'll make it look pretty gnarly. Come on, fly, get off me. So now I want to put some latex on the mask. On the hood. Not a ton. Just enough to hold that. We'll do one half and then the other half. And all this is going to do, allow me to stick the cotton to it. This half has those 2 rips in his. You'll see. Okay, so it's so humid out here. I don't even have to close my bucket because it's the latex isn't drying. Okay, so we're gonna get a nice chunk of this. And we just need to start now. The one thing I have to do here first is create those lines where the cuts are. And that's also going to help conceal the that strip that's there. Making these too thick. I got a picture over here on the back, so right underneath the camera. You can't really see it, but I'm just trying to recreate this look. Don't fall. Really? Just keep working it. I'm going to conceal this right here. Got to cut the tag off. That's all right. I can do that on the backs when I get the. And there's another cut that's right here that goes even back further. So. Okay, that's good enough there. Now I'm going to just carpet this thing. And that cuts about right there. Make another definitive line. That's good enough there. Now I just stick it on there. Now it's just putting texture on the thing because this costume didn't have ears or any of that stuff. Thank God. It's lumpy. I'm not putting a real thick layer of cotton on this. It's a thin layer. I want it easier to brush. If I put a thick layer on there, it's going to be hard to brush, and it's going to make it tough for me to. Tough for me to hold this thing down while I'm doing this. The fly won't leave me alone. Okay, let's break out the brush and latex again. See where we're at. Damn it. You gotta remember, it don't have to be perfect. I'm not trying to be perfect here. This is a cheap costume, but it'll be effective when it's done. Very effective. Hold it by its nose. Don't want it to go down below the chin line too much because it just makes it too hard to get the mask on and off. Okay, so this looks like it's about done there. It's all about texture, trust me. It's going to be freaky when this thing's done. Okay, time to do the other side. Possibly. First thing I gotta do is cut that tag off. That's gonna drive me bananas. There we go. Good enough. Now this side don't have nothing to really I'm gonna hold this. You son of a bitch. You know what? I was screwing around here. Get a little wet. Oh, that's actually added some coolness to it. Oh, for me to... put some fibers in it. I don't have to put, no, I don't want to put too much there because he's got to breathe through that. Okay, now the fun begins. How do I get this propped up? There we go. That wasn't too difficult. All right. Let's get functioning here. Now there's no cuts on this side of the head, so I'm just going to pat it on. You gotta remember now, he gets a face mask here, so he's not gonna, you're not gonna see it too much. Doesn't take long. There with the ear. Sorry I got this turned away from the camera, but I'm trying to hold it by the nose, which is turned away from me. And these little yarnings are sticking to me. Really? Yeah, this will all smooth out nicely once I get this. Started the brush on it. Gotta get that brush on there. Smooth it out. Okay, I gotta get the back of the head now. Jesus, this stuff likes to stick. One good thing about the latex on your fingers, it dries quick because of the heat of your body. It dries on your dries on your skin real quick. Into the back of the head here. Okay. Enough of that. Let me see what the front looks like again. Yeah, let me get some latex on this chin here real quick and put some cotton on that. Because that might be showing under the mask. I don't know. I don't have the mask in my possession. It's actually supposed to come here today. So we got the machete to do. Okay. Now, latex. It's already starting to dry on the other side. That's cool. Kid's gonna be crazy when he sees this. Oh yeah. I like it when a plan comes together. How about you? I'll read your comments in a minute as soon as I get done doing this. All right, I need to be able to. That's it. Yeah, this is not cosplay, by no means. We're making a really close rendition or trying to mimic it perfectly. You could turn this thing into a zombie if you really want to. Something on the road. Texture's there. Latex. Making the latex so it's not too thick so it'll stretch when he puts it on his head. Let's take a look at that front. I'm looking forward to this. I really am. Well, hopefully it's. Oh, I forgot about the tooth. I gotta get that back in there. Okay. Hold on. Let me stick a little latex in there. Oh, okay. It's on the bottom. Which is good. Yeah, I still got the worms to put on this thing. But that's after this is dry. And then what I'll be able to do is come on, man. Yeah, I'm just covering that whole tooth. I'm going to do that. That's okay. Once that's really stuck on there. I'll be able to, I'll just leave it there and then I'll scrape it off with some, I'll scrape it with something to scrape the latex off the tooth to reveal the tooth. And that'll add to the effect to the bottom of the chin. And I'm going to pile up some more torn flesh around the outside of that once the teeth are dry and set. That's pretty much it, guys. That is pretty much it. That's it for the head. Oh yeah. The head sock. We'll be able to put that on. It'll be nice and tight. Because this is a little smaller than his head. You know, this is for a kid. This isn't for an adult. So if you got a kid, use these styrofoam male heads. They're perfect for this kind of thing. Man, I got a mess on my bed. So this one here, looks like it's going to rain again. I'm going to hammer this shut real quick. I don't want my latex drying out too much. So, let me read a few of your comments. That's what I need to do. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, if you don't like making a mess, you're not going to like this business. By no means. You don't want to get dirty. You definitely don't want to do this. See, the thing is, latex, when you're messing with latex, it comes right off of you. Don't come off the clothes too easily. Okay, let's see what your comments here. It's tough to do kid-sized cosplay. Not a lot of artists sculpt masks in sizes for kids. No, I know that. No, Steve, the hockey mask hasn't arrived yet. It might. No, it might be out on my front porch by now. I don't know. I'll find out. I think that I'm waiting. It's supposed to come today. So the mask and the machete are supposed to come today. So come on, fly, get out of here. I got a fly flying around my legs, driving me bananas. So now, if you guys you want to comment, start commenting now because I'm looking at your comments. All right. And I can't really go any further now. I have to wait until the shirt has to dry. I got the hoodie done. The texture. Look. Take a zoom in. See how nice all that texture is there. Boy, when this thing's painted and then you do your acrylic washes over it, man, all that texture is going to pop and it's going to be creepy looking. I'm probably going to use burnt and raw sienna for the flesh tone, and and then some layers of black, and then some blood. I'll use some blood in that area too, like just the light tones of blood smeared onto it. But you know how like the Freddy looks? That's basically what it is. It's burnt sienna, raw sienna, and just blended. It's got some yellows in it. We're just trying to make it fleshy, like the skin's been peeled off the flesh. That's what we're looking for on this. And then I'm going to gloss it. I'm going to use some glossifier from Plasti Dip to give it a nice gloss over it. Give it a wet look on the hoodie. But you only spot it. You don't spray it heavy. You spray it heavy, it ends up creating a solid film over it, and you don't want that. You're not trying to put a solid film in. You want to be able to still stretch this mask. Because if you overspray on it, you're going to make it too stiff, and it'll lose its elasticity, and we don't want to do that. So I'll put a light spray on this thing, and little spots I'll put little heavier sprays so it makes it shiny, real shiny on one spot or something, and you have to break that up. But Carolina Kiwi Creations. Yes, you are right. That the one thing about the when you're when you're doing kids costumes, I like doing this kind of thing because this kind of thing here, it gives you a little bit more creativity. You're not working, you're not buying a mask. I mean, yeah, outside of the hockey mask, that should be pretty cool looking when that's done. I have to age it. I have to do some things to it, scratch it up a little bit, and I got to put the little axe cut on the top of the head. I have to cut the jawline out where I got to make sure that the cut. What I'm going to do is once the mask comes, I'm going to age it. I'm going to crack it up, but I'm going to have to line it up with this and then cut that cutout on the side where it's cut out, where it exposes the teeth. I'll do that to it, and then I'll do the final touches on the mask. A little bit of shadowing and stuff like that. The knife, depending on how good the knife actually looks, not knife, machete. I'm not going to do too much to the actual. I'm just going to put blood on it. Thanks to Pipe Master, we're going to try out his new blood. He got me some theater blood. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Perma blood. And he gave me some perma blood to use, and I'm going to use it just for fun. To see how it turns out on this machete. Now, I'm not going to oversaturate the machete into blood because I want it to have, splatter on both sides of the blade. But I'm actually going to replicate what's. There was a scene where he was holding the machete, and I got a still shot of it, and the machete looks pretty good. So I have to mimic that blood splatter that's on there. Not perfect, don't have to be. Like I said, I'm not trying to replicate Jason here to a T. I'm only trying to give a kid's costume 5 notches better than what you can buy in a store. And believe me, you're not going to get this kind of thing in a store. So I'm just taking my time. I have decisions to make coming up. I don't know. I'm really, really on the fence with it because I want to, but I know that it's going to take away from my business that I'm trying to create here too. And doing my YouTube channel now. I haven't made a dime yet with doing the mask making because I haven't produced a good enough mask yet. I have to, every time I retool it and I made an attempt on eBay, and I just think the market is really bad right now. It's really tough for anybody to sell anything. And who has the money for $300 plus masks? Although Halloween's right around the corner, I'm going to get that molded, the sculpture. I'm waiting on my dental stone. I'm going to add dental stone to my Ultra Cal 30 just to make sure that it's nice and hard. And I don't have to worry about the demolding process destroying my... Oh, you know what? No, you know what? I'm using silicone. I have to go get some paintable silicone at Home Depot. And I'm doing the bones on the gloves. I have gloves to do that he has to wear on the costume. But I want to put bones on it, and I'm going to do that with silicone instead of latex and cotton. It's just too much. There's too many small bones, and I'm going to try and replicate it just by doing silicone. That's all. And then I'll shape it with a little popsicle stick or something. So there's that to do. I have that to do, and that's going to be later on today. So, all right, guys, that's it for the stream today. If I come back on to do, maybe I'll come back on to do the gloves a little later on. Any questions? What about breathing? Well, his nose is going to be open here, completely open. This area here, it's not, well, it'll probably be sealed. But he could actually, if he wanted to, he could pull this all the way down below his chin if he needed to. That's no big deal. So, yeah, his nose will be exposed. It's a, I can't remember the name of the type of mask this is. It's like a painter's mask, so. But guys, I'm going to jump off of here because I got to go plan my next step on what I'm going to do today. I have to let this dry thoroughly before I can take this. I can't even take this in the house because there's latex all over the base. So this has to be, I'm probably going to have to use the heat gun on this to firm it up enough to where I can take it in the house. So thanks for watching again, guys. And I will be back on maybe later on today or possibly have to wait till tomorrow. It's so humid out here now and it feels like it's going to rain again. It sucks. Oh no, I can't complain, man. We've been in a drought situation. We need this water bad. So no, sorry. Take that back. Let it rain. Let it rain. Let it rain. Let it rain. It poured like hell this morning, though. It really did. Anyway, guys, I'm going to bounce off of here. Remember to hit the like. If you like the content, definitely hit that like button. I got 0 likes on here. Thank you so much. I need those likes. And share the content and hit the notification bell. And if you're not getting notified, you want to try and unsubscribe and then resubscribe because sometimes, I don't know, sometimes people are, hey, I never get your notifications when you're on. But that's the secret I found because a lot of people that I follow, sometimes I don't see them for a while and I'm like, hey, how come they're not notifying me? Well, I unsubscribe and then resubscribe and then boom, now I'm being notified like crazy again. So yeah, share the content. If you're not a subscriber, you know the deal. Just subscribe if you want to. If you don't, that's okay too. So peace, everybody, and thank you for watching the live streams. I really appreciate all you guys, especially your input. I really like your input. Peace. See ya.